Okay, I will call this meeting for September 4 at 5:02 to order. And can we have roll call? Here. I don't know if he can hear. Can he hear you?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Not here. Yeah.
Committee member Stubb.
She's not quite here either.
And committee member Gables.
Here. And welcome everybody. Can I have a motion to accept our consent agenda meeting minutes for August?
I motion to accept the meeting minutes for August and the consent agenda.
And we need a second.
I second.
Great. And we need to vote. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Michael? Michael?
Aye.
Aye.
Did that work?
Yep.
That worked.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. All right. So committee business. We need to talk about our outreach communications, which are part of our goals. So, Kimberly, you're going, I think, aren't you going to you've been trying to reach out to the LDI.
Yeah, to LEDIC, the Leaders for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Yeah, they've been at Clackamas County. So when they disbanded that DEI department, all their folks got a little bit dispersed. And so I've been able to track down the community liaison person from Clackamas County who runs that. And so I'm hoping to get together with her and make sure that's still up and running, and then see how we can connect and maybe get tied into some of their meetings. They meet once a month in the evening. So we may be able to do like a joint session or go be guests with them, or I'll see what works for Maria.
Okay, great. And I think our outreach kind of was around our drug prevention program, which we aren't quite ready to present. I talked to Shannon about that today, and Shannon said that she's working to connect with the right people for getting Narcan for our community, and having a program to present. So we can't really present yet to community groups until we have that information, or that's my perception. Unless anyone else has other stuff that you guys want to present, we certainly could be presenting more than just a drug prevention program. And then Oktoberfest.
When is that this year?
I do not know. Let me see.
Oh,
this is mostly period. One if you're good with them, and then anyone's willing to help staff that.
Do you have the date of Oktoberfest?
Here it's
See, that's why we have Google.
well, I thought it was on this. Oh yeah, it's September 28th at 11 to 7, and that's probably a Saturday.
Yes, that is a Saturday.
Everything's on Saturday, so I won't be able to be part of that.
What are the hours again?
11 to 7. So who reached out? Who was it? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that would be great. We have surveys.
Yes.
And you have
more stuff to give out.
More stuff to give out. So we could definitely do that. Who from the DEC should we contact, do you think? Oh, I know. I do. Yeah,
might could do a few hours, not the entire day, but maybe like 4 hours. I wouldn't mind.
I could do the afternoon. I'm coaching soccer this year and our game is at 12:45 in Happy Valley, but I could do like some afternoon evening hours.
Okay. So I could do like the morning hours, like maybe 11 to 2, something like that.
so I have, let me see if I have her in my phone.
Hello.
Hi,
Oh.
Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Wanted to let you know I'm here. I'm here. All right.
Goodness, is that how big my head is when I'm here? My whole
Uh-huh.
head fill up? Goodness. I'm coming in person every time.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I had Connie Redmond's phone number. I swear I have it somewhere. I thought I had it in my phone, but apparently not. Mike, do you have Connie Redmond's phone number or Hannah Smith's phone number? Anyway, we can get,
I do have Hannah's phone number, and I do think I have Connie's phone number written down somewhere. If not, definitely the people at the city have that. I know for sure Alex has that number, so yeah, I can get Connie's number.
can you text me Hannah's phone number and then I'll text it to Nicole and Kimberly so that they can reach out to her to schedule to help with the booth. And then Nicole, Elena, Mike, where is our flyers that we have left over? Does Elena have those? I mean, not our flyers, our surveys, sorry.
Or did we print some off for the last one?
Yeah. I think,
She had all of the information that we brought out for that. I brought it back in, so I think Elena should know where that is. Or again, Alex is the one that received that stuff when I brought it back from the concert in the park.
okay, so when you send me Hannah's information, then I will share it with these two and then you guys just need to reach out to Elena so that you can get the survey and then Kimberly can bring the stuff from the county and
I left all of that with them, so they should
they should have
they
it.
should have everything.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be great.
Okay.
And thank you both for being willing to serve at the booth on our behalf. So that's September 28th.
Oh, yeah, and then when we talk to her, she can tell us where it is, where
Yes.
their booth will be.
Downtown Estacada, that's all it says. 11 to 7.
Yeah, I can do like a 3 to 7. Sure, that should be fine.
Okay. Sorry, brain is very slow today. Kimberly. Okay. Sorry. Okay. A little slow in my notes. All right. So then Kimberly, can you report back next month about the LEDIC?
Yes.
So we'll bring that to our October meeting. And community groups. So have you reached out to your homeowners association? Have you gotten anywhere with them on that?
I have spoken to them. I have a kind of like a liaison.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're just kind of waiting. One of the things that Denise was saying was that we would use that for the drug outreach.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just kind of waiting to get some type of blurb so that they could get us on their agenda.
Okay.
But I could also reach out to them to see if there was anything that they wanted me to bring before the committee, maybe for our next meeting.
Okay.
Because the way I explained it to them was that it would be mutually beneficial, so that maybe if there were issues that needed to be brought before us, they would have somebody that they could reach out to. So
Yeah,
I could
that's
reach out
fantastic.
and see if there's anything they want us
Yeah.
to.
The information
with
can
them.
go both ways. That's very cool. Thank you, Nicole, for doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, are there any community groups that Kimberly, you're connected with, or Michael or Shannon? Are there any groups that you think we should be, once Shannon has her drug prevention program up and running? I'm assuming Denise is partnering with you on that, Shannon. Once that's up and running, then we can start presenting to these groups. So are there any other groups that you would like to pursue presenting this to that we haven't already thought about?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are there any groups that represent the elder population? Because these people are taking a lot of painkillers because they have to. And I'm wondering if some of this would be good information for them.
Well, we could present, I don't know what groups meet at the senior center, but it would seem like there'd be a group of seniors there. I
Maybe
don't,
the Granges, is that where? I
maybe.
don't know where our
Because-
elderly population gathers.
I don't either. Shannon, we
Um,
could meet, definitely we could meet. I actually know the manager of that, what's it called? Whispering Pines.
Okay.
So
I
we
think-
could definitely have a meeting like in their community room or something out there.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because my client gets naltox. I can't. Not naltoxitrone. That's the other name for it. But the life-saving medication. Have a bit of brain fog, not feeling great. She's got it and she has a bunch of it and she doesn't even know what it was for or
They
how to
just
use
gave
it.
it to her?
Mhm.
Just gave
They
it
do
to
that
her.
a lot.
They do?
So I explained it to her and she's like, "Oh, that would have been nice to know."
Yeah.
Veterans would also be another vulnerable population. I know they do that a lot with my husband. They just send medication over and over and over again, and he ends up with a stockpile.
Yeah.
Do we have any veterans groups here in Estacada? Maybe,
There's definitely the folks that like do the pancake breakfast for like Labor Day and Memorial Day and Veterans Day
where does that happen?
at the Odd Fellows.
Oh, okay. You mean Whispering Pines?
Is that what that's called? That blue building next to the post office?
Well, that's the one I was
No,
thinking of. I
that's
didn't know what
the Moose Lodge.
No. The Moose Lodge is on Eagle Creek.
Is that the Elks Lodge? There's a lodge right next.
Yeah, I think it's the Odd Fellows. I think that's what they're called
Oh, okay.
because we have their cemetery as well.
Oh, okay.
It stands for something.
Okay.
I looked it up one time because I was Independent Order of Odd Fellows. Well, yeah, that doesn't help me.
Next to the post office. Okay, I haven't reached out to anyone there. So maybe what we'd want to do around, so we're talking like 55 and over seniors essentially. So maybe we would need to think on what kind of program, because that would be different than our Narcan program. That would be a different program specifically for seniors.
I have another
Well-
idea. Churches too, because a lot of
yeah.
the elderly are usually connected through their churches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what you mean is, sorry. So what you mean is that it would be a different program in the sense that we're not providing Narcan, we're just giving them education on it?
Well, we'd be giving them education on what you spoke about, like
Okay.
medications in general, right? I mean, and how to be safe and how to,
Okay.
I mean, maybe even teaching them how important it is to advocate, because I know personally, I've got parents that are almost 80, And, you know, they look at their doctors as all-knowing and oftentimes don't question things maybe like they should or ask for extra information because they just take the word of the doctor, which is fine. But I think it's important to advocate for yourself. And so I don't know, Shannon, when you talk about programs specific for seniors, like what that would look like.
I have one point that might be included. I'm sorry, Shannon, I didn't mean to speak over you.
No,
It just
please.
came to me, just because I do watch a lot of like movies with teens and have some interactions with teens. A lot of times they do go into the elderly's medicine cabinet and get into their things. So that might be a good component to add to that too, so that they are aware to pay attention to what's in their medicine cabinet and counting their pills so that they know if something is lighter than what it should be.
That's a very good point.
That's great.
So, okay, so maybe we could, I don't know who would want to formulate a plan for our senior program, our senior presentation, you know. But we could put something together for seniors and then have a separate one on Narcan and the need of that in our community, right, Shannon?
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody wants to step up or if somebody wants to collaborate with me, I would love to do that. Love it.
Okay. So next month, let's plan for October to see if we can finish the actual drug Narcan program prevention, drug prevention.
It's a
Sorry.
prevention presentation.
Oh my word. I've got a migraine, so my brain is not working well. So you know what I mean. Doing the Narcan program that we're going to be presenting, if we could plan to have that ready to present to the group next month. And I'm saying this urgently because we need to present to the council. It's very possible it's going to happen in October. And so we need to come to them with, yes, we have this program, and yes, we have these things set up. We're going to talk to Nicole's homeowner association. We need to be able to show them that we're doing this. So if you could get together with Denise and anyone else, if they want to be a part of this collaboration, contact Shannon. Otherwise, Shannon, if you and Denise could just knock this program out and try to find someone to get the Narcan through, having, you know, if we could just do that and finish that goal, then we can, I think, move from there on to whatever it would be that we'd want to present to our senior citizens. Just my
Great.
2 cents.
I've sent out feelers, so absolutely I can have that done.
Okay, great. Let's see. So, okay, I think that pretty much covers what we need to talk about the community groups. We've got a list of community groups. I mean, certainly we could reach out to some of these people as well, but I did actually talk to, because my husband and I, part of the reason I have such brain fog is my husband and I lead a free dental clinic every year, and that's coming up October 6th. So, anyway, my brain has been just completely fogged over with appointments for dental work for our community. So, but I have reached out to the DHS office here in Estacada, and I talked to their director and she did not know that we had a DEI. So she was very happy to hear about that. And so that might be somehow, maybe we partner with them, because I know that their office here in Estacada is specifically for the senior population. So
And that was Clackamas DHS, is that what you said?
it's the Mads, the office that's here, isn't it DHS or is it it's not, yeah, it's DHS.
The red house.
No. It's the brick.
Kind of by the liquor store, isn't it?
It's right across from Art Smith in that brick building on the bottom floor.
Oh,
It's a senior, it's specifically for the senior and aging community.
I
didn't
didn't know that was
there.
what they were specifically for.
Yeah. And so I will add them to our list because I think that would be a great connection. She was really excited to hear about the DEI.
Is there anything the DEIC can do to support your free dental clinic? Because that seems like something that would be right up our alley.
Yes, it would. Well, so actually I had a brainstorm about that for Estacada, because I will tell you, we are getting so many calls from Estacada.
Oh.
And the problem that I've had is we get a grant from the city of Sandy. So I have to be very careful with my metrics. Like we need to be able to present to their city council and say, we saw this amount of patients from Sandy, right? Because if all of our patients are coming from Estacada, they're going to say, well, why are we giving you money to support the city of Estacada? So I try to be, cognizant of the fact that we've got a lot of people from all the surrounding area that need dental services. But it occurred to me this week, I was like, the DEI could actually put on a dental clinic if they wanted to. It's not hard.
What does the grant cover? Does that cover like the time for the dentist or?
So the grant money that they give us actually covers our liability insurance and covers the fee that the foundation, when they come in and bring all your supplies and all the chairs and all the stuff you need for your clinic, sterilization, all of that. It provides the fee, the overlying fee of that, and then the liability insurance. So like if you provide lunches and all of that, that's just over on top of all of that. So, but it's a very actually doable thing that we could do through a foundation. There is a foundation that's local here in Portland. Also, there's places like Northwest Medical Teams that charges a fee, of course, but they will bring their van to your community and you just have to schedule the patients. I don't think they schedule them, but maybe they do. I don't know much about their system, but anyway, we saw 142 patients in one day last year.
Oh, wow.
So, and we do crowns and extractions, fillings, cleanings, and we make flippers for people missing teeth in the front of their mouth. So, yeah, I mean, it is something that DEI could do. We don't need help this year because it's coming up so soon and I've got a full staff already, but yeah, it is something that we as the DEI could definitely talk about doing here. There is, I mean, if I could show you the names on my waiting list, there is a lot of need in Estacada for dental care. So, okay, definitely we can talk about that again. I will write that on my thing.
Maybe a goal for next year.
Okay, so our goal review, Shannon and Michael won't, well, it was in your attachment in your email that Elena sent out. So Melanie was here for a little bit before the meeting, and she suggested that we hold a listening session at the Wade Creek building maybe in October. So I wanted to find out what you guys thought about that.
What exactly is that? Sorry.
A listening session, how they've had listening sessions for the community, like the council has done a couple of them now, I think, where people are able to voice their questions and concerns and basically just say whatever they want to say.
Or anything they'd like us to look into,
Yeah.
or this is where we feel like we see a need in the community. Can you help us fill it?
Yeah.
I just noticed your backpack and it's amazing.
So, so what say you guys? Would you want to do that in October? Should we put it off until November? So starting at the top of the sheet, it says review one sheet, which I think we've already done that, actually. Seems like we've done that, so I don't know why November is on here. Maybe,
What was the topic of that one sheet? Was that about who we are?
yeah, let me see if I have it. Seems like I know she's handed it to us many times. It basically just lists all of our. No, I don't have it. Of course I don't have it. No, so Mads, can you bring that to our next meeting? Maybe add it to our packet next month. It's been a while since we've looked at it, but I'm pretty sure that we're done with that. Our one page, one sheet. Yeah. So
Is that what you keep, is that part of what you're handing out when you table?
Michael, we didn't have our one sheet at the tabling, I don't think. We just did our survey, pretty sure. Hi, Heidi. Good to see you. But I think we should all know what it is and make sure there's nothing we want changed on it, because we did create it. And I'm pretty sure that it's on I think it's on our webpage. And then schedule meetings with groups, churches by November. So that's why, again, we need to have the drug prevention program done in October so that we can be scheduling those meetings by no later than November. Hold listening sessions. So we have not done that. Network with community organizations about best practices for rural community engagement. That's where LEDIC comes in. So we will circle back in
I just actually heard
October.
from Maria, we're gonna meet on Wednesday.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So maybe we can network with them. Let's see, about rural community engagement. That's our goal. So that would be something specific we'd need you to talk to her about. Or maybe we could have a
I think the dental
meeting.
clinic would kind of tie in with that too.
Yes, that would definitely tie in. Create a community engagement toolkit. Use for NHMP outreach engagement. What is NHMP? That's a term that Elena used that I don't know.
Oh, yes, our one pager is online and it's actually 2 pages.
Oh, maybe that's why we have to review it. Oh, okay. So we're doing this by February 25. So I would say let's circle back with Elena on that.
Oh, that's the National Hazard Mitigation Plan. that we were talking about. That's what
Mhm.
that one is.
So we just need to figure out what we're gonna do on that. And then DEIC table at community events, we did. Yes, okay, so we can put
Check.
check, yeah, we did that in August. And we did it twice,
So we did multiple.
at least twice. Discuss when other committees have events to participate with city council town hall.
Yeah, so like Oktoberfest, we're participating in that one too.
Yep. So that would be 3 times. And I'm gonna write Oktoberfest here. And concerts, we did. Oh, and art in the park,
And
right?
Art in the Park, yeah. I felt like that was also a concert.
Yeah,
It was great music.
that's good. Okay.
Was there a city council town hall? Has there been one yet this year?
There has been a city council town hall. There's been a couple of them.
It's earlier, like in the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, it was like early spring. Do you have another one coming up, Heidi, that we don't know about yet? No, okay. Okay, so no more city council town halls yet. Organize a youth council. Okay, Michael, this is where you have to come in. So we had a goal of August, which we are Xing out, and we are putting October, because he is going to reach out. So Michael, your goal this month is to reach out to the youth, someone, whether it's principal or vice principal or whoever, but if you could kind of get the ball rolling on seeing if we could even just get someone on our committee that's a youth.
Okay,
It
Yep,
doesn't,
I can look into that. I can definitely take care of that.
thank you. It doesn't necessarily need to be a youth council that we organize. I think if we just could get a youth on our added to our committee would be great.
Have we had any youth applicants for DEI?
We haven't had any, have we, Mads? Okay. Yeah, I don't think and we're still down a person on our committee. So if anyone knows anyone who would want to be part of this committee, we're supposed to have 7 members and we have 6. So
Does our high school have a community service hours requirement?
yes, we talked about that. Didn't we, Michael? Talk about community service hours? I think we
Yeah,
did.
but I don't know if it's mandatory
Okay.
or but I do have somebody in mind who is trying to build a shiny collegiate resume that I think we can get on the youth council and who would actually be a valuable addition just based on sort of who they are. So like I said, I'll reach out and I'll get that whole thing started.
Okay, so we have another line item here of scheduling meetings with school staff, but I think that would go hand in hand with just getting the ball rolling with talking to the schools. So thank you, Michael.
I know we've discussed this before, but what's the cutoff for age for the youth? Is it 13?
No, I think it was
Or is it higher than that?
higher than that.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was, Michael? It seems like it was the youngest.
I believe it's high school. I don't think that it includes middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like 14 to 17, wasn't it? Or I don't know, something like that. Let's see, work with committees, project with other committees, organize a committee summit. We did that. Why does it say 222? Seems like okay. Either I'm having really bad brain fog or I'm pretty sure that I did this in February of this year.
So is it February 22nd you did it? And that's just like, not a year, it's a day?
I don't know. That's kind of got me questioning. Maybe. So I think it was just February of 24 that we did it. And then committee liaisons. Okay, so committee liaisons, in case anybody is wondering, I did write this down. So I took notes when you all volunteered to be on committees. And that's even if you guys just want to, you could be virtually at their meetings. So the notes I took, Mike was, of course, on the Arts Commission. He's on the Arts Commission. Parks and Recreation meets every fourth Wednesday, and I had Shannon and Mike who had interest in that committee. So that's the fourth Wednesday at 5 p.m. Parks and Recreation. In fact, I was just watching their meeting. It's on YouTube right now. Traffic and Public Safety, I had down as myself. And I have not been good at going to those meetings, but I will try to do that. Infrastructure meeting was Denise. Nicole, I had written down for the DEC, which meets on the first Monday of the month at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then Kimberly, I had written down as Planning Commission.
Yep.
And that's the third Wednesday at 2 p.m.
I have been listening in.
Awesome. So I think, the main thing is if we're listening to these meetings, at least we can say that we have some skin in the game, so to speak, of trying to at least stay connected on what's going on in their committee. And if we were to hear anything in their committee that might be a red flag for us, or we'd have a concern, then reach out to me if you want to know the name of the person who's the chair, because I have all that written down. And some of them I actually have information on how to reach. So I feel like April, I think we met that goal. It's just maybe we're not going to every single meeting, but we are trying to be connected with the various other committees. Review, let me see, code updates, review processes regarding decision making, which has previously resulted in negative impacts.
This was directly related to something that we initially had talked about related to, you can't speak at a council meeting unless you have submitted something like 3 days ahead of time. And so it was one of the processes we were hoping to review. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can we look at the policy around that and to why that is the way it is?
Yeah, that's a good point, Kimberly. Yeah, we have never really followed up on that.
The other thing we talked about was we weren't going to ask some questions related to a survey because the city was doing a bigger survey or a marketing plan, and we asked to review that marketing plan, and I don't think we ever saw that either.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let
Sorry,
me ask.
That was pre-you, Mads.
So the city survey.
Because we were concerned that they weren't gonna, or we wanted to make sure they were reaching all of the harder to reach communities. So if we could give them any advice on that before it went out.
I think it already went out.
So do I.
I feel like I've done that. So.
Yeah, I think I think we missed that. So I remember when we talked about that, I want to say it was maybe 2 months ago. We had asked about that, and Elena said, "Oh no, well, it's, going out next week."
Oh,
And so
okay.
that's what I remember.
Couple of surveys.
Okay. So wonder how they are processing them.
Yeah, I would love to get a report out of how they analyze that data. And the different crosstabs of the demographics of who they heard from. I get back into business mode in the fall.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, these are good questions because I know that people outside the city feel very disconnected
Mm-hmm.
and very unheard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, you know, not that it matters a lot to the people in the city because we don't pay, as I'm constantly reminded, we don't pay city taxes. So we don't really have a say, but we should because we're community members.
Oh, it opened on June 4th. The market study. That was what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened like
in June.
I feel like it was in our packet and it was going out, or it had already gone out, and they were just getting our feedback. And I was like, well, what is the point if it's already gone out? So anyway, okay. So I would say that this oh yeah. 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 So so this code updates, I'm not even sure why this is on our goals because review process record. I don't know how to process that because I'm not sure what our goal was there and whether or not it's still a goal.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, that was related to the housing assessment that was done, like the about what we need in Estacada, which is what ended up why we have a lot more apartments going in and smaller family units.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to look at the code and if there's anything in it that is barriers to getting some of that put up and closer into the city.
Yeah.
And to also be supportive of that housing group because they got a lot of pushback from other folks who didn't feel like we needed apartments or
Mm-hmm.
smaller pieces. So it was just more looking into where that was going and what the future housing plans were going to be.
But I think, didn't she tell us that that this is why I'm scratching my head about this, because it seems like I remember Elena saying that we can't change codes. And so why would we even have it on here if we can't have any input about code?
Could
Heidi,
we recommend the city
remember?
council put in change code? We can't change it, but can't city council?
Yes, but yeah, she just made it sound to me like it's just a road that we can go down, but we're probably not gonna
get anywhere.
That's how I felt. But Heidi, are you still there? Is she
Yeah.
still there? Do you remember that conversation about codes?
In general, I had to step away for just a second.
Oh,
Just in
okay.
general,
Yeah, because
or
like
okay.
on our goals, on our goal sheet, it talks about code updates. And I just remember Elena saying that we can't really, I mean, we can look at the housing assessment code rules, all of that, but to change it would not be, I mean, we can suggest any changes to you guys, to the council, but she made it sound like it would be kind of futile to even try to do that.
Well, I think what it is that you guys were to look at the code and see if you could use the equity lens to review it and make suggestions to council. So I don't know if Elena wants to pull things out or not, but it was kind of just a general city code.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I don't know why I don't really know what we want to do with this because there's no time frame and there's no specifics, but I agree with Kimberly. I think it had to do something with the housing codes. was around that something.
Yeah, that's a good one to have input with.
So Mads, can you add that to maybe next month's circling back with between now and next month, could you ask Elena maybe to pull some housing, how would you phrase that, Kimberly, to pull like housing codes like that we could actually look at through a lens?
Definitely city.
Yeah. Right. Right. Even if it was, you know, based on maybe multifamily,
Yeah,
maybe-
multifamily codes.
maybe just multifamily codes. Yeah.
It would be interesting to hear if there's any from the city planners or folks who engage with people who live in Estacada, where they get stuck the most, and if how we can help them, if there's something we can do to help simplify or identify some different efficiencies or better represent, take some of the legalese out of it, you know, just something to try to reduce barriers for folks who are trying to find this information. I think that that's a lens we could take without having to print off a million pieces of paper. Save the trees.
Like I just watched a city council meeting. I don't know if it was last month or the following month. There was a lady, and Heidi, I don't, you know, I've got a headache, so tell me if I'm wrong. There was a lady that I think was at your meeting, and she was talking about how she was being pushed out of her house.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
So I watched that, and I was like, okay, so wait for it. What are they gonna tell her? And as far as I remember, you know, people were like, I think the mayor said, well, I'm really sorry that you're going through this. And I'm thinking, okay. You know, I mean, is there nothing as a city that we could be doing for this lady? Does she have a house to go to? Didn't sound like it.
Was she one of the ones who was in one of the Clackamas County properties that they were selling and forcing everyone to move out? Yeah.
Well, I
No.
think
No,
No,
not one of
no.
those, just somebody different.
Yes. Yeah, somebody took advantage and forced her out, and she wanted to use it as a warning to people who get involved with them. But I don't know that she stuck around to talk to anybody after.
Yeah, well, it was just heartbreaking to me. I thought, I don't know. I mean, if I had been the mayor, I would have said, can you please wait for me afterwards? I need to talk to you. That's what I would have done. I was a little shocked. So, you know, I don't know, as a DEI, I don't know how we, like, how does the city find out about these people who are in crisis? Is there a way to find out about these people who are underwater in their mortgages, or you know, our elderly citizens who are in a crisis situation like that, or even like the county housing that we know. I don't remember. Do you remember how many people are getting forced out?
I think it was 5 families in Estacada.
So, you know, that's just really sad. And it seems like at the very least, there should be a way to help these people. So, you know, I don't know. But I think it would be great for the city to have some sort of way to help people before they get to the situation where they have no place to go. I know the county has housing assistance. I don't know how good it is, but I know they have, you know, I go to the Estacada and Sandy Connect meetings, and I know that there are a lot of people on those meetings that talk about how they're helping people. And so I don't know if our city is using those means to help these people that are getting shoved out. But when someone comes to a meeting like that and there is no conversation and all you're hearing is this woman who's clearly in distress, as someone who's listening to it, it's pretty heart-wrenching, to not be able to help and not, and then watching our city leaders really say nothing to her. So that was sad to me. Anyway.
Can I ask you a question? So if she were to like walk in with that situation and try to talk to like Sadie or someone out front, what would they tell her? If there's just someone in crisis who needs help, like what do we tell them?
Can help with if it's that sort of a crisis, or if it's something at the city level that we can help with, but stuff like taxes and mortgages, that's at a county level. That's a step beyond that.
So
it's like when somebody reaches out, then we can give them resources, but we don't have the resources in this small town to help, but we can direct people.
I guess
is
that's
what
what, like,
seems
are
to
we
be
directing people, or are we just saying like call the county, or are we?
Good.
Housing or something I can help with, or I know that it's helped a gentleman who needed his parking lot repaid for his business, and he was really stressed about that. We were able to direct him for the grant.
Oh, good.
For stuff like that. So we're able to at least direct them for whatever resources we know are there.
That's good.
How often would you say something like that happens?
The start of July, but not super often.
I wonder if it would be interesting if we could see who's coming in to try to identify any trends. Like, what are the resources that people are coming to the city and asking for? And then the list of, also see the list of resources you have to point them to, and see if we can try to match up or fill in any gaps.
That would be a great thing to have at our tabling events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with a lot of the folks around that Estacada Connect table, I'm sure would be like just to have one place where it can be like a one-stop shop.
Yeah, list of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very good.
And if there's anything we could add to it that we may know of at a county or from a higher level with some state stuff, that'd be a great thing to take a look at.
Yeah, so maybe Elena can hand that off to Mads, and Mads can hand it off to us. We're giving Mads a lot of work. Okay.
It's job security, right?
Okay, so we need to wrap this up. Last goal is review accessibility for public engagement. I don't know, again, because there's no target date and there's no comments. I'm not exactly sure where that came from. Do you guys know where that came from? And what that meant?
I think we were thinking about, like, at least the schools do pretty well with communicating it bilingually, but what's available for folks who may be hearing impaired or vision impaired, or how are we making sure that that community is aware of ways that they can plug in and that we want to hear from them.
We really need a member on this committee that speaks Spanish. We need that.
That would be great.
Yeah, it would be fantastic, because I run into this a lot. I'm using my translator.
Oh.
And then I translate to them and they translate back, and it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, okay, what did I just say to them? Because obviously I'm not communicating. So yeah, so it would be, so if anybody's listening to this and they can speak Spanish and they would like to be a part of our committee, we would ask that you please fill out an application. Okay. public service announcement. So yeah, thank you, Kimberly. That is probably exactly what that meant. Language. So I'm gonna have, so Matt's, I wrote all over mine, but I'm going to scan it and I will send you a copy and Elena a copy and see if you guys can maybe update our goals to include some of these notes so that we can remember next time when we're going through the list what it means.
Is Estacada Watch still around now that the Litkeys moved away? Has anybody taken the reins of that?
Estacada Watch?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't
Do you know, Hattie?
think so.
You don't know, or no one has taken the?
Yeah, we
They
should
aren't
go.
really, they aren't doing anything.
Okay.
We should go through this list. Is there any others like Valerie? I don't think she's at Ant Farm anymore.
No, your best contact there is Noompa.
Okay.
He makes all the decisions anyway.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the Chamber of Commerce, I don't know if these names are still, Shauna is with Tudos Juntos. Manny Rubio, I'm not sure if that's correct either.
Manny has moved on.
Yep, thank you, Mike. So if any of you have time to go through the list outside of hours of our meeting, let me know if there's any other names that need to come off this list so we can have it updated.
Can we add other agencies to it too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I can scan my original, we'll scan it and send it over to Matt's. I'm sorry.
For Matt's to do.
Dear. Yes, Denny, on the second page, she is gone. Let me see, Lynn Deschler is still at Estacada Connect. Carolyn Luke, I met, and she's at the food bank. Some of these other people.